ball long. He's looking for the run of Gakpo. That's a good little duel, actually, between Gakpo and Frankowski. Frankowski again, back goal side, sense the danger.
It is as well, because he's getting his ear chewed off from Bednarek. You go forward, but you've got to come back and help me out. I can't deal with his pace, and he's doing really well.
Bearing in mind he's just been on a forward run. you can see him breathing rather heavily.
Somebody could have filled in for him and helped him out a little bit.
Here is Reinders, shapes to shoot and does shoot. Right-footed, but wayward, off target. In fact, the way that Frankowski's recovering, that's a little bit like me after climbing those 5 flights of stairs.
Yeah, but at least he's still moving. He actually is still breathing.
There's going to be 1 minute of there was no lift from the bottom, so he had to climb the stairs, something that Dion's of course used to. And the additional 60 seconds that we're now into here, 1-1.
He never told me how close the toilet was. I went for miles in the concourse. It's a toilet just behind us.
You never asked.
You've been here before, you didn't tell me.
It's been a while since I was here. The Europa League final for Fulham against Atletico Madrid. When I was here in the World Cup, my memory's not as good as it used to be as old age kicks in. I think it was Ecuador against Costa Rica in the World Cup in 2006. Zizake looks for a diagonal ball. And Depay brings it down and gets the shot away, and it runs just agonisingly wide of the left-hand post. To credit Poland, they're in the game.
Yeah, really, they should be. Memphis Depay having another one there, so he's had a couple of chances. Gakpo's had a chance as well. Simons has been in there, so yeah, you know what? I think it's about right at half-time. I think Netherlands have probably played the prettier football, but I think Poland deserve to go in on as even, and they are well and truly still in this game, Poland.
They certainly are. So we've reached half-time here in Hamburg.
Go RV's Adventure Club makes every journey worry-free with free firewood, propane, toilet paper, and
hand on his shoulder, talking to him, speaking to him. I mean, you'd have been pleased with that header. It was perfectly pitched, wasn't it?
Oh, Steve, I love those ones. You haven't got to do anything. The corner was outstanding, Steve. It was bang on the level with the near post. And as a centre forward, if you get the run on the defender, as Mario will tell you, all you got to do is just get something on it. The header's amazing. It's a really difficult skill. I mean, I did it a few times, but it's a difficult skill, and he executed it amazingly.
Zielinski for Buxa, Jules. It was like Merson to Dion at Aston Villa.
Exactly, many times. This is a limited Poland side, let's be honest. And to be fair, they didn't do much either.
You were saying he's not even second choice, Buxa.
He's fourth choice.
Right.
Because obviously Lewandowski, as we know, got injured. Siedziewski, who was supposed to play, is also slightly injured. He's only on the bench today. And there was another striker even who could not make
Milik was injured.
Yeah, Milik, exactly. Milik, thank you, Dano, was injured too. So fourth choice, Buxa on loan in Turkey from Lens in France, because he never actually was that good when he was in Ligue 1. And yet, just this moment, incredible. And he has a good ratio with the national team. I think 7 goals in 14 caps, so not bad. But in a tournament, this is the first for him, and he took that header really, really well.
Mario Melchiot still with us as well. It's been the opposite for the Dutch, hasn't it? I mean, Poland, one big chance, clinical finish. Everything for the Netherlands up to the finish has been great.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I mean, like, when you play against a team that have nothing to lose, I think that's the way Poland is playing, because I even expect them to defend even more, but they didn't, because, they try to press them as high as it. They don't want them to play from the goalkeeper, try to push him to a long ball, and they're really standing really firm. But then, of course, I heard Dion talking about the header, with the corner. The way he cleans that, I'm not a fan of sono marking. That's just me, because I always feel when you go sono, you got to make sure that you have one guy that either attacks the ball. Van Dijk tried to attack the ball. He was late, and you had Dumfries in front of him. They didn't react. And they already talked about it. Buxa, the touch to the ball was enough to put everybody off, and even the goalkeeper couldn't react to it.
Jules, Netherlands might today be able to get away in the end with missing this number of chances. They won't probably in any other game at the Euros.
No, that's true. And when the opposition gets better and stronger, like we said in the build-up of the game, this obviously could be a problem. Memphis Depay, we talked about him, the two that he has too off target, should have been better. Cody Gakpo, the last one, especially with the outside of his right boot, he has to take it inside of his left foot. This is the easiest. This is the most natural, the best way of taking it. He doesn't. Xavi Simons has been a bit too quiet for my liking. But apart from that, all the build-up, all the possession, all the movement has been really good at times from the Dutch.
Jules, Mario, thank you very much. We'll be back with Ian and Dion in Hamburg for second half commentary as well, of course. We will also take you off to Stuttgart shortly for the first time too. Remember, Slovenia versus Denmark is our next commentary once we're done with Poland against the Netherlands. We'll also get to the T20 cricket, the US Open final, and we'll talk a bit more about the big win for Britain's Jack Draper in the final of the Stuttgart Open. We'll do it all after the news with Carl Hartley.
The voice of the UK.
And the home of the Euros and the general election 2024.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thanks, Steve. A man waving an axe around has been seriously injured after being shot by police in the German city of Hamburg. Media reports say it took place near a fan zone for supporters of the Dutch football team. Officials have not commented on what motivations they believe are behind the incident. BBC Sports' Gary Rose is in the city to cover the match and says security has been stepped up for the Euros.
There's been a big police presence throughout. The two teams came under police escort, which again, we imagine was planned. And yeah, there's been plenty of police presence in and around the stadium and in the city centre itself.
Dozens of countries attending this weekend's Ukraine Peace Summit have used the final statement to commit to its territorial integrity. With Russia not invited, the document also recognises that all parties are needed to end the war. Several countries that didn't sign the final communique, including India, South Africa and Saudi Arabia. Labour's Shadow Health Secretary says he wants his party's manifesto to be more ambitious on social care reform. Wes Streeting says if Labour wins the election, it would get the economy growing. Then there would be more money to invest in public services, including social care. He's been responding to research by the Nuffield Trust, saying the main UK parties needed to set out more credible plans for the NHS. The Israeli military has announced a daily tactical pause in part of southern Gaza to let in more aid. Operations are to be halted for an 11-hour window, but it won't apply to Rafah. Zayed Issa is from ActionAid.
It is one of the vital aid entry for Gaza. It will help some of the aid getting in. We're still getting confused pictures around what this tactical pause mean, how it will enable aid not only to get inside the Gaza Strip, but to be distributed safely to the civilians that they need it.
And the original multicoloured dance floor where John Travolta danced to the Bee Gees in the 1970s film Saturday Night Fever has sold at auction for the equivalent of more than £250,000. The auctioneer said the dance floor had stolen the show.
Freedom, baby!
On BBC iPlayer.
For the past 3 years, all I've been doing is thinking about Linda and looking forward to holding her in my arms. I see someone else! Well, this is unexpected.
The Young Defenders. Watch on BBC iPlayer.
Euro 2024 with Steve Crossman.
On 5 Live and BBC Sounds.
Welcome back to Berlin. We are live from the Brandenburg Gate, Euro 2024, very much up and running. Half-time in Hamburg, it's Poland 1, Netherlands 1. We'll be back there shortly for second half commentary. There's a great story going on in Stuttgart, not Denmark versus Slovenia, which we will be bringing you from there in full, but a bit of British joy already today. Maybe it's a sign. Jack Draper, the new British number 1, has won his first tour level title in Stuttgart, beating Matteo Berrettini. We'll be back there shortly for second half commentary. There's a great story going on in Stuttgart, not Denmark versus Slovenia, which we will be bringing you from there in full, but a bit of British joy already today. Maybe it's a sign. Jack Draper, the new British number 1, has won his first tour level title in Stuttgart, beating Matteo Berrettini. And Paul Scott, he did it from a set down, so he's really pulled it out today.
Yeah, you sense this could be a critical win, a breakthrough for 22-year-old Jack Draper. He has secured, as you say, his first ever tour level title, coming from a set down to beat Matteo Berrettini. The Italian is a two-time champion on the German grass, so it's an impressive victory for the new British number one. Berrettini's also won at Queen's twice. He's a Wimbledon finalist, so he really does like the surface. Draper missed 6 months last year with shoulder problems. He's now playing regularly, getting matches under his belt, and he's beginning to reap the rewards as well. And he will be, as you say, the new British number one when the ATP rankings are released tomorrow. He'll be the youngest British number one since a certain Andy Murray.
So you're telling us about that, but you're actually in Nottingham. We've just seen Jack Draper go the distance. Bolter and Raducanu are doing the same.
Yeah, we could have a Brit, or we will have a Brit in the final. We don't know which one. It's turning into a bit of a battle of Britain out there on centre court here in Nottingham. Emma Raducanu, Katie Bolter, they're into a decisive third and final set. Raducanu just had to fend off 2 break points in her opening service game of set 3. They're on serve, 2-1 to Bolter in the third set at the moment. The winner will face former world number one Karolina Pliskova in the final.
Thank you, Paul. Other big tennis news today is that Raducanu has turned down the opportunity to play at the Olympic Games in Paris. Andy Murray will be representing Great Britain, though. He's confirmed for the singles event. The US Open final round is underway in the golf at the Pinehurst Resort. Bryson DeChambeau's got a 3-shot lead, so he's 7 under. Rory McIlroy is 3 shots behind him. Both of them tee off after 7 o'clock tonight. So there's going to be coverage from 7:30 on 5 Sports Extra. And you can get the live text coverage as well on the BBC Sport website, and that will get underway at 5 o'clock. At the T20 Cricket World Cup, there's a dead rubber today in Group A. It's Pakistan against Ireland in Florida. Let's bring in Irish cricket expert Andrew Leonard. Nothing necessarily riding on it, Andrew, but I wouldn't be telling the Irish fans that.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, the great news is we're actually going to get cricket here after 3 washouts, consecutive washouts here at the Broward County Stadium in Florida. Whichever side wins today could finish third in Group A, but it's not going to be enough. That washout between Ireland and USA the other day meant USA have historically advanced to the Super 8 for the first time in their history. Looking forward to seeing more of them in the Caribbean, but maybe one last piece of joy for one of the 2 sides in green here today.
Thank you very much, Andrew. 5 Sports Extra coverage for that Test match special from 3:15. Let's talk to Ali Bruce Ball and Pat Nevin now. Slovenia versus Denmark. Our first trip, Ali, to Stuttgart at the Euros. How's it looking?
Yeah, it's looking mighty fine, Steve. I was just thinking on the way to the stadium, you know, we cover all sorts of European football on 5 Live, but Stuttgart, who are going to be in the Champions League next season, because the team finished second in the Bundesliga, haven't been for a while. So it's a stadium I've never been to, didn't come here during the World Cup in 2006. England played here in that tournament. David Beckham scored a goal against Ecuador that took them through in the last 16. A very famous Ray Houghton goal in this stadium for the Republic of Ireland at Euro 88. But it looks great. The sun is shining. It's got a sort of continental big tournament feel to it, like so many of them do, because it's been decked out in the Euro 2024 colours. Seats all red and white, which are the colours of Stuttgart, and a sort of big top feel to it. One of those stadiums that's got a big white plastic roof surrounding it, and they look like sort of the individual panels look like sort of billowing sails above our heads. So it feels a little bit like you're in a giant marquee.
Red and white seats, Pat Nevin. Denmark will feel right at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's very colourful, like most of the sites we've been to have been already. Loads of fans outside, so it's going to be a blaze of colour here. But yeah, those red seats are going to help them look like a home game for the Danes. But both teams will be pretty excited about this. They played before quite recently, obviously, in qualifying. Danes won 2-1, and then a draw over in Slovenia and Ljubljana. So, you know, there's not a great deal between those 2 teams. And we're really keen to see how they look, and obviously what, you know, are they going to be too good for England? Are they not going to be good enough for England? Or are we not going to be able to tell of how they're going to be with England? But the one, I suppose the most exciting thing about this game, yeah, there's lots of good players playing, but, you know, 2 strikers, Højlund, who we know, and Šeško, as it's pronounced, 21 years of age, and serious up-and-coming star centre-forward from Leipzig. And, you know, we know, a lot of people don't know as much about him, but I suspect that's not going to stay the same too long.
No, it won't stay the same beyond our build-up. I can promise you that. I wanted to ask both of you as well, actually, because so here in Berlin, it was the Croatian fan zone, the whole city basically yesterday, full of Croatian fans. Where Ian and Dion are, it's full of Dutch fans. I was hearing, Ali, that 50,000 Danes were planning to be in Germany. So are they the shirts that you're seeing around town or not?
It feels like that, Steve. So I've seen a few Slovenian shirts, Slovenian fans around, some of them in the reception at our hotel just before we left. But once we got on the tram and made our way to the stadium and actually popped into the centre of Stuttgart.
Like in, the Scotland fans in Munich, you see it.
Well, Pat Nevin, they are in Stuttgart. We're bringing you full commentary of Slovenia versus Denmark at 5 o'clock. 8 o'clock, Serbia versus England. All of this in full, of course, with us here on 5 Live, and all of the best reaction as well on the Football Daily podcast. You'll get some of the things that have been on air on 5 Live Sports, some of the match reaction, but so much bespoke stuff as well in our kind of travel diary of Germany. Exactly what you were getting there from Pat Nevin and Ali Bruce Ball. All of the colour and the fun of Euro 2024 as well. Nearly ready to go in the second half of Poland and the Netherlands. They're level at 1-1. Julien has been watching with me here in the studio. We saw Robert Lewandowski doing a couple of kick-ups. Sorry, I just clicked at you there. It's like, come on, get your headset on.
I know. I was ready to watch the second half.
Do you think we'll see Lewandowski?
No, you can't take the risk. Really, you saw his thigh with the big strapping on. Jacob Moder from Brighton is going to come on for Szymanski, who was really quiet in that first half. They need to be more with the ball, because it's one thing to score on a set piece, but overall it was not good enough with the ball. They had 33% of the possession. They defend deeper and deeper and deeper, and you would expect the Dutch to keep putting pressure on them. So trying to find something else. Moder can hold the ball well. I would expect him to play a bit closer to Buxa and have that kind of support to him, which is, I think, really good. But they need to find something else, otherwise it's tricky.
Poland will be happy with the point. I expect the Netherlands need to be more clinical. Ian.
Thank you, Steve. Yes, that change is a confirmation. Brighton's Jakob Moder coming on to replace Sebastian Szymanski. So these are a reminder of the two teams. The Bruggen in goal for the Dutch. Dumfries, De Vrij, Van Dijk and Ake the defence. Midfield three of Schouten, Reinders and Veerman. And then a front three of Simons, Depay and Cody Gakpo. We're back underway with the Dutch in their change strips, the all navy blue with the orange trim. They're playing from left to right as we look. There's Poland in their white shirts and red shorts. Have Chesney in goal. Back three of Salomon, Bednarek and Kivior. Frankowski and Zalewski are the wing-backs, right and left respectively. Zielinski, Moder, Romanchuk, Urbanski and the goal scorer, Buxa. Lewandowski is on the bench, but like Jules, I would be very, very surprised if he was to figure, bearing in mind he was such a doubt after that thigh injury that he picked up on Monday night against Turkey. Gakpo with the cross, deep, Dumfries, downward header, Chesney gets a hand onto it to claw it away, and it was a telling touch. Schouten picks it back up, right corner of the area, because otherwise Memphis Depay would have been in, and Chesney once again still making such a vital contribution in the Polish goal. The most capped goalkeeper for Poland. He's played in the last 3 Euros and 2 World Cups. He's going to be alert again as the move doesn't break down. Schouten, though, just couldn't get the shot away as Urbanski manages to nick it away right at the perfect time. But the Netherlands have quickly settled into a groove. And straight away, Gakpo appears to be the go-to man at the moment. Left side. Ake with a cutback on the left-hand side and cleared by Moder, and out it goes for a throw. Dion Dublin.
Yeah, that's 3 entries already into the box. Poland's box there with just the blue shirts making the runs, but not quite getting on the end of the ball. Not on the same page at the moment, but Chesney there, what a great little hand that was, by the way, bouncing in front of him, and he just palmed it away. And there was a Netherlands striker coming in, but he palmed it away to one of his own players as well. So invaluable to have that kind of experience and quality in goal.
Certainly is. I mean, Depay would have snaffled that one up inside the 6-yard box had it not been pushed away by that strong right arm of Chesney as Simons makes the run, tries the little flick, gets it back as it didn't come off the first time. Reinders with his back to goal to Schouten, passes the ball forward. Gakpo once again skips away from one challenge but was caught and he's hobbling badly. Schouten now finds Simons just outside the area, flicks it back inside to Reinders, comes back to Simon. Poland trying to work hard. Shot comes in from Simons, that was blocked. And it was by Kivior. Goes back out to Gakpo, who's running a little bit more freely after that little knock earlier on. Passes the ball with pace. Reinders with a shot, blocked by Kivior once again, and Poland having to defend.
Yeah, they don't mind that at all. Poland having to defend in the shape that they've probably worked on all week. But yeah, every time a Netherlands player gets the ball, they're looking to Cody Gakpo. Get it to Gakpo every 5 minutes.
Here is Depay, shoots from distance, and he shoots right-footed from a good 40 yards out off target. The striker with not only the headband, but also a wristband on his left wrist. 3 minutes into the second half, Memphis Depay scored against Canada. It is one of the warm-up games. He's edging ever closer to that Van Persie record of 50 goals. He's 5 short at the moment, as tonight, this afternoon, he's making his 93rd appearance for the national side. BBC Radio 5 Live, also on BBC Sounds, and the commentary is available through the iPlayer because this game is live on BBC One. And whenever a BBC TV commentary with the Euros, you'll always have that option through the iPlayer, which has a Euros channel for highlights, interviews, and Euros archive. If you haven't yet discovered that, then there's the option to watch and listen at the same time. As the Dutch are dominating. 4 minutes into the second half. 1-1, though, is still the scoreline, live here in Hamburg. Depay loses the ball. And then the ball rolled away by Moda and cleared long, won back by De Vrij and closed down quickly by Urbanski. And it will go out for a Dutch throw.
Yeah, Romanchuk does a lovely job, he just sort of travels across his back four, on their toes, just making sure nothing gets into the feet of Depay, breaking things up, stopping crosses. He's doing a really good job for his side.
Bearing in mind that they play Austria in the next game, which is next Friday. If they could collect something here today, Poland, going into Austria before they finish off on the 25th against France in the final group game, they would give themselves maybe a chance of edging their way into the knockout stages. Still a long way to go, and the chances that have been created, the Netherlands will still be thinking, we'll win this.
Yeah, there's a lot more chances in this game at the moment. It's so open, and Poland are sitting in at the moment, trying to absorb as much pressure as they possibly can, but you can only do that for so long. And when you do get the ball, you're going to have to keep it as well. And if you haven't got a talisman up front to hold the ball up, then you're going to be struggling to get out.
The only thing that none of the last 12 games in the Euros for the Dutch have actually ended in a draw. They've won 6, they've lost 6. The last draw was a quarter-final against Sweden 20 years ago when the Euros were held in Portugal. Gakpo links up with Reinders, left-hand side of the penalty area. Reinders cuts into the box now, lifts the ball towards Dumfries, who slips and then creates a bit of a problem for Zalewski, who tumbles over him as the ball goes out of play for a goal kick, which Chesney looks to take. 6 minutes into the second half. There is activity on the bench down below. They've already made one change at half-time. Just trying to see who's going to be coming on. Won't be Lewandowski, but Swiderski is going to be one of the players. Schouten does well. Diagonal ball won't reach Dumfries. Zalewski running back, plays it to Chesney, tries to chip it out to this near side for Moda. The Brighton midfielder is then caught by Simons. He might then have actually accidentally caught Simons in the face. He's gone down holding his face, and in fact they're both on the ground at the moment, the two players. As the referee,
their arms in the air. I think it was an accidental one. Moda just trying to get away from Simons and just really throwing those arms back, trying to get some space, caught him in the throat. It'll be a sore one, but he should be okay.
He's stayed down as the 21-year-old who was loaned to Leipzig from PSV during the last season. They finished 4th in the Bundesliga, scored 10 goals. Quite slight, stands out, not just because of his yellow boots, but his braided hair. As Xavi Simons is going to come back onto the field of play. And whilst their activity on the bench, we've got Swiderski, who's going to be coming on. And one of the other players is going to be Bartosz Ślisz, who's a midfielder. He's a defensive midfielder, played in America for Atlanta. So he's going to be coming on as well. A double change being made by Michał Probierz, the Polish coach. Final instructions being given out. Simons, incidentally, is back on the field of play. 5 Live. 22 degrees, it says on the electronic scoreboard at 4:10 this afternoon. The ball is played forward. Rare attack now here. Drilled in low from the right-hand side, looking towards Buxa over on that far side. Depay. Reinders plays it early, tries to release Gakpo. Gakpo's onto it. The Polish defence has to retreat. Simons offers the support and flashes it wide inside the penalty area, right-footed. Lovely weighted pass from Reinders to release Gakpo. But again, they couldn't find that cutting edge in front of goal.
No, and I think it's, you know what, it is a good ball as well for Gakpo. It's in front of him as well. I'm expecting Gakpo to get the ball out of his feet and take on the big man, Salomon. He can do it for pace, but he didn't. Looks for his teammate, and again, another chance goes begging for the Netherlands.
Urbanski is the player who's come off for Swiderski, who was... And then the other player who's going to be coming off for Bartosz Ślisz to come on is Taras Romanchuk. So, like for like, really, with a defensive midfielder for a defensive midfielder. So Bartosz Ślisz comes on for Poland. So they've made 3 changes now, as they still holding the Netherlands here in this opening game in Group D. Austria-France is tomorrow night in Dusseldorf. We've still got Slovenia-Denmark with Alistair Bruce Ball and Pat Nevin live from Stuttgart at 5. Serbia and England. Kelly Kate presenting from inside the stadium. All the build-up from 7. For that 8 o'clock kickoff, joined by John Murray, Matt Upson, Joe Hart and Izzy Christiansen. And then, of course, you can have your say as well after the game. 6:06 from 10:30 on BBC Radio 5 Live. The Netherlands have a throw on the right-hand side, being frustrated by Poland. 10 minutes into the second half. They've dominated with possession, 64%. They've had a number of chances that they've been unable to convert. Swiderski loses out. Ball played forward. He recovers well to get another ball forward to Swiderski. But there was Van Dijk just to mop it up on the halfway line. And the Dutch once again have the ball in their possession.
Yeah, there's been a couple of occasions where Szczesny has had the ball played to him by his defence or by his teammates. He needs to just clear his lines. He's trying to keep the ball. He's been giving away throw-ins in his own half, and therefore Poland can't even get out of their own half at this present time. Or for the whole of the start of the second half, they've not been out of their own half. Get your team up the pitch. Give your defenders a breather.
Depay plays it back in midfield. Reinders, who's been busy, has caught the eye with his movement. There's Reinders. He's making a run now to the edge of the area. He's always wanting the ball. Here he is. Plays it back now towards Simons. That was quick and sharp by the Dutch. And then it's swept away by Szczesny. Tijani Reinders plays for Milan. Joined from AZ Alkmaar back in the summer. As Dumfries has given away a foul against Zalewski on this near side. And bearing in mind, they're creating next to nothing in open play. They scored from a set piece. This free kick now, not quite level with the penalty area on the left-hand side, but it does give them an opportunity to send the big men forward from the back and see if they can strike again with a set piece.
Absolutely. Zalewski doing great there, really taking the pressure off his side, just flying down the left-hand side, not really going anywhere, but just getting the ball away from his own box. This could be really dangerous. It's got to be a really fast in-swinger here.
Zielinski will be playing his football for Inter next season. Curls it in, headed out by Reinders. So they will be locking horns once again in the Milan derby in San Siro. Zalewski finds Zielinski, leaving Napoli after 8 years. Did ever so well when they won the title the season before last. As Zalewski with the cross, totally unmarked on that far side, was Kivior, kept alive here by Buxa, Edge of the area now for Zelensky to have the shot, and it was straight at Verbruggen, who did well to keep out the initial effort.
Yeah, he did well. Verbruggen there, really well, kept his eye on the ball. There was a lot of bodies in front of him as well. Palms it away to the left this time, far post, gets it out the way, gets it out the danger zone. Second shot's right down his throat. Good play from Poland though, kept it alive.
I think Kivior's effort took a slight deflection on its way through.
Yes.
But other than the goal that they took the lead after 16 minutes, haven't really given too much concern to Verbruggen. As Salomon went sliding in and took out Simons. He's onto his feet. All of a sudden, Poland are just showing signs of a little bit more adventure.
Yeah, they're coming out of their positions and out of their pockets now just to try and squeeze a little bit, try and get the ball up and out of their half, play some football in Netherlands half of the pitch. And it's working for them as well.
Well, the Dutch have won their opening fixture in 6 of the last 7 major tournaments. But Poland at the minute are coming forward again. Zelensky enters the penalty area. That was excellent play by Simons. He's got back and he's got a good block sliding challenge in on Zelensky as the ball bounds its way into the banks of the orange support behind that goal as Poland in their white shirts and red shorts attack from right to left. We've been playing for nearly an hour here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Poland 1, the Netherlands 1. Poland, though, got a corner kick. They scored, remember, in the first half from a corner. Zelensky to take it. They tried to repeat it. This time it was aimed towards Bednarek, the Southampton defender. Zelensky loses out to Simon. Who hooks it clear, but because every Dutch shirt was back, Zalewski will have all the time in the world in the sunshine here in Hamburg to trot his way back towards the halfway line. And now he looks to link up with Zelensky. Zelensky plays it to Moder, coming forward, looks for a diagonal ball, books it off the chest. Ake, good covering. Left back pops up in a central area, deals with the danger effectively.
See, that's great defending from Ake, really.
Giving the ball away cheaply, though, have the Dutch once more. This is Swiderski. Swiderski with the cross. Van Dijk just twists his hips to head the ball away. Well, this is a good spell for Poland. And their supporters realise it as well. With a thunderclap inside the Volkspark Stadion. Swiderski gets round the back, delivers the cross. Comes to Zalewski, lets it settle and shoots. But he's hammered that right-footed and he's skied it. And it almost reached the second tier of the Dutch support behind the goal, 1-1.
Yes, it's an awful strike. Zalewski on the far post. It beats everybody. He comes to him and he just, again, another strike that was too much power on it. No control whatsoever. But Poland now have changed the way they're starting sort of press area. They're not sitting back. They're coming forward trying to, on a half press. The referee wants to stop the game. Couple of changes.
We're going to be seeing Gini Wijnaldum, who's going to be coming on. And we're also going to see Donyell Malen, of course, plays his football in Germany for Dortmund. And it's going to be Bierman and Simons, who are the 2 players who are going to be coming off. So, Malen, who scored in that 4-0 success against Iceland, comes on for Simons. And the Dutch making a double change. And Wijnaldum, who of course now plays out in Saudi Arabia for El Attifaq, for Poland again, and picked it up, Zelensky. Confidence is high, and the cross was played in. They were unable to get on the end of that, but certainly the substitutions from their coach, Probierz, have pepped up Poland.
Yeah, they look so much sharper now. I mean, sloppy play from Virgil van Dijk. He was allowed to come out of his box and they gave him lots of space to play the pass, but he tried to play a short one, got cut out. Poland are buoyed by the substitutes.
They're seeing good spell of the ball at this stage, still 1-1, and plenty of vocal support being generated inside the stadium here in Hamburg. Diagonal ball from Zalewski. Looking there for the run forward of Kivior, of all people, who was popping up. And the Dutch Well, all of a sudden, when you think that we're in the 63rd minute, they created an abundance of chances in the first half, haven't created as many so far. What are we, 18 minutes into the second period?
I still think there's a lot of chances to come in this game, but you can't keep giving chances away. You're working so hard to get them. The Netherlands are working so hard to get these chances, and they must have missed 4 or 5 good chances, and sometimes they can come and bite you in the backside if you don't take them.
That's Dion Dublin, who's with us here on BBC Radio 5 Live. The Dutch at a walking pace take the free kick. Reinders rolls it out to Dumfries on this near side. Poland have got everybody back behind the ball. The whistles once more from the Polish support as the Dutch patiently advance forward. The Dutch support now respond as well with cheers. Great atmosphere here inside the stadium in Hamburg on 5 Live. Reinders, edge of the area, looks for a shooting opportunity, finds it at pace. Mallon skips away from one challenge. Dumfries inside the penalty area, and across the face of goal it goes once more. Out for a goal kick.
Good play with a lot of noise as well from both sets of fans. The crescendo wasn't that good. It was a strike. Dumfries, he went across Szczesny's goal. They worked it well, Netherlands really well, but it's a shot that was always going wide.
I'm just wondering, with 25 minutes remaining, whether the Dutch need to Einen Zahn Zuligan get a shift on.
Get a shift. Very good, mate. Well done. Of all the words you could have learned, get a shift on.
Time is just slowly but surely ticking away. A reminder, by the way, that 5 Live Breakfast will be analysing and reflecting on day 3, as well as looking ahead to tomorrow's games. Romania, Ukraine, Belgium, Slovakia and Austria, France. But of course, paying attention to Serbia, England tonight in Gelsenkirchen with Rick and Rachel in the morning from 6 till 9 on 5 Live. As Reinders tries to link up with Depay, cut out and out of play, goes for a throw. Rick, who's based at a campsite near Essen with 300 England fans. He'll be the one who's easy to spot. He'll be glamping with his bulldog underpants as he makes his way through the campsite. Here is Depay looking to try and turn, and Zelensky now can bring it maybe clear for Poland. 66 minutes played, still 1-1. Even when they went behind, the way that the Dutch were playing, you thought they're going to win this. It's intriguing now, this game, because Poland are resilient. They've come forward. They've seen a little bit more of the ball. It's making for an interesting final third.
No, I completely agree. It's now down to the Netherlands to get onto the ball and keep creating chances, but you're going to have to take 1 or 2. Poland have to stay resilient and stay in that shape and keep concentrating, working hard. They're just playing off the break now.
Ake with a throw, gets it back, the Manchester City player, finds Van Dijk on the halfway line, plays it to the other side of the centre circle for De Vrij. Mallon, the substitute, will knock it back to the central defender. We're approaching the midway point of the second half on BBC Radio 5 Live, and still 1-1. The 2 sets of supporters are jousting with each other. As here is Ake. Out to Gakpo, provides the width, lifts it forward. Salomon on the volley will clear for Poland. Zelensky, that was a nice little flick. And all of a sudden, Frankowski can come running forward, slides it, looking for the run of Swiderski. Swiderski now has Buxa in support. Swiderski to the edge of the area, and he didn't find Buxa. And in the end, De Vrij dealt with it.
Yeah, the blue shirts got back very, very quickly. Outnumbered those 2 centre forwards, trying to create something between them. It just wasn't happening. They gave it a good go, but it was all put out by good hard work, getting back in straight lines by those Netherlands defenders. But that's how Poland will get this game won if they want to win this game. And they'll love to win this. What we thought that would be, by the way. On the break is the way to get their goal.
Well, they actually haven't beaten the Dutch since 1979, as Mallon goes on the outside of Zalewski, but he was helped out by Moda. Certainly the introduction of Moda, Swiderski, fresh energy, fresh legs for the Polish side. as they throw for the Dutch. Dumfries on this near side. They're playing from left to right as we look. Malin rolls it. Reinders passes the ball forward. Shouting inside the penalty area. Depay slipped inside the box and it went and skidded off target, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. So Poland are actually winless in their last 12 meetings. They've drawn 5, they've lost 7. It's the Netherlands' longest unbeaten streak against any opponent. But you've got to say that Ronald Koeman and many people would have expected the Dutch, and they may still yet open up with 3 points, but wouldn't have expected this scoreline, I don't think, at 1-1 with just over 20 minutes remaining.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But listen, you've got to tip your hat to the Poles. They're being incredibly hard to play against, and every single one of those players in the white shirts really putting a shift in today, covering all the grass, making it really difficult for the Netherlands. They've got the better quality, Netherlands, but they just can't seem to break down, because what it is, they won't just cross the ball. They want to make and score the perfect goal through the centre of the pitch. They're not going to just wing it in willy-nilly.
This is Van Dijk, sprays the ball forward, brought under control ever so well by Malin. Now darts inside in towards the penalty area. Depay takes over. Dumfries also there, blocked by the legs of Chesney. Came quickly off his goal line. The angle was tight, and that will be a foul by Depay on Zalewski, and it will be a free kick to Poland.
Yeah, all high fives as well there. Those Polish defenders. Says he's now got his arm up as if to say, don't take the free kick, I will take it. Slow it down a little bit. Take the wind out of the sails of the Netherlands forward attack at the moment.
Julien Laurent, pre-match, did say when he was talking with Steve, this was pre-match, that he said, we'll see what this Dutch side under Koeman is all about when it gets tough. I think probably he was referring more towards the knockout stages, but this now is becoming a potential problem.
It's been a tough game for them. It really has been a tough game for them. They do play some lovely football. They've got some incredible footballers and lots of talent, but Poland have not been sucked in by that at all. They've not been embarrassed at all.
They could have been out of sight at half-time, but they've been wasteful in front of goal. 1-1. 19 minutes remaining. Here is Malin on this near side. Polish defence just drop off. De Vrij plays it forward. Dumfries. Malin able to turn. Looks for Dumfries. Zalewski's gone back with him. Dumfries stands over the cross from the right. Gakpo with a downward header. Salomon manages to dig it out with his head. Really put his back into that one. Reinders, left corner of the penalty area. Gakpo. Not much movement though for Gakpo. Ake, Reinders. The white shirts are back though, as Reinders scoops it high, brought under control by Malin, edge of the area, plays the ball back in, headed away by Bednarek. Swiderski heads it back, but his header will go straight towards Dumfries, who now is able to turn the way that the Dutch are playing. 18 minutes remain, 1-1. Bearing in mind that they've got France in this group, and the Dutch struggle against the French. They've lost 7 of their last 8. And of course, 2 of them were in the qualifying for this tournament. So this would be a bit of a setback for the Netherlands if they were not to win. Be a lot of disappointment for their army of support that have packed out this stadium. There's Verbruggen, the Dutch goalkeeper, not in too much of a hurry, still quite calm on the ball, and gently plays it forward. Reinders now out towards Ake far side. Ake midway through the Poland half. Still 1-1 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. The England game live at 8 o'clock as our third and final commentary on day 3 here at the Euros. As Reinders. Dumfries in a central area. Malin is ahead of him, right corner of the box. Just a shimmy one way and then the next. But Zalewski wasn't buying any of it. And he just stood in front of him. And as he cannoned the ball off his shins, it goes behind for a corner kick.
Yeah, Zalewski doing well there. Not really buying all the shimmying and the shaking and the foot movement. Stop the cross going in the box. That's his job.
Netherlands have a corner kick right-hand side. Depay to take it. It's an outswinger. And the header from De Vrij, who got forward, was probably, 6-7 inches over the top of the crossbar, and it's gone off target. Goal kick 1-1.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good corner. But I don't know why there's no Poland players there trying to clear that. 8 yards out, free header, have to hit the target. Another chance goes. How many is that? We got any more paper left and pen? Any ink?
His last goal, and he's only scored 3 in 64 previous appearances. The 32-year-old central defender was actually 9 years ago against Spain. But there's going to be another substitution, I think, for Poland, because a slip of paper has been handed to one of the officials down below, who is poised with his electronic board. So Poland are looking to make yet another change. 1-1, 16 minutes remaining. And the player who is going to be coming on is Petrovski, who is a midfielder for the Bulgarian champions Ludogorets. As the ball out towards Zalewski. And Poland have got ideas of maybe winning this. Zalewski looks for the run of Moda. Moda with the cross. Ake heads it away. Needed to get that header away because Buxa was lurking behind him. 1-1. Poland still attacking. Moda swings over the cross, and it's caught by Verbruggen. And it was a comfortable take as both Swiderski and Buxa were making runs towards him.
I think it was actually Buxa that started the move off with a great crossfield ball. I have to see it again. It's a lovely, it's the pass of the tournament so far. And then Buxa makes his way into the box. The cross is beautiful, but he stays behind his man at the far post. If he just gambles to get across his man, he's got a header from 4 yards. He would have started it and finished it.
So this will be the 4th substitution for Poland, but because they brought Moda on at half-time, they would still have one more opportunity to bring on their 5th and final substitute if Michal Probierz wanted to do that. But Petrovski is ready to make his 7th appearance for Poland. The supporters are hoping they can pick up a precious point. 1-1. With 14 minutes remaining. The Dutch remaining patient. Ake, far side the left towards Gakpo. Quickly closed down by Frankowski. Hasn't given him hardly as much room. I mean, it was a good old battle in the first half, but Gakpo hasn't been able to get shots away on target as he did in the first half. And the Dutch support have gone a little bit quiet inside this stadium.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they haven't really... Gakpo for the last 8 minutes has not had the ball at all. He's not had it in the area he wants to be in as well. Ake's been overlapping. He hasn't been getting the ball. They've been playing all their football through the heart of this pitch, trying to find those intricate 1-2s and triangles, but it's not working for them at the moment.
It's the Polish support that are making the noise here. 1-1. And there are 14 minutes left. Petrovski still waits to come on. Malen on this near side. Schouten back to De Vrij. Right side of the centre circle, passes the ball back to the fair-haired Schouten, who then passes the ball forward on the right-hand side. Nobody made the run, not Dumfries, not Malen. And Zalewski was quite happy to see that go out for a goal kick, as now, after waiting for at least a couple of minutes, it's Jakub Petrovski who's going to be coming on, and the player who's going to be coming off is the captain, Piotr Zielinski, with all of his experience after completing his 91st appearance for his country. And therefore, the captain's armband is now handed to Wojciech Szczesny, as Petrovski will come on. Goal-scoring midfielder, quite tall, where he plays his football in Bulgaria. And Zielinski is embraced by his manager as a orange smoke bomb has been let off in the corner of there's a sprinkling of orange in amongst the Polish support. I would think that's not necessarily the wisest thing to do.
All I can see is red and white shirts, and I can just see this little puff of orange in the heart of it.
Szczesny clears it long downfield. Just over 12 minutes remaining. Buxa couldn't get there. De Vrij beat him to the challenge. the Dutch are also going to be making changes. Wout Weghorst, I can see the lumbering presence of the Hoffenheim forward, on loan, of course, from Burnley. Did score in both the warm-up games. Remember his 2 goals against Argentina in the World Cup as well. So Wout Weghorst is going to be coming on as Ronald Koeman looks to try. Just run out of ideas a little bit, haven't they? Frimpong is the other player who's going to be coming on too. What an excellent season he's had. The Bayer Leverkusen defender. So Jeremy Frimpong is going to be coming on. Weghorst is going to be coming on. But before that can happen, they're going to have to do some defending, because Poland at 1-1 have got themselves a corner kick.
I'd want to do this as soon as possible, get Weghorst on to defend the corner.
Will the corner kick take place before the double substitution? Polish voices once again echo around the Volkspark Stadium. 11 minutes remain. Swiderski to take the corner kick, left-hand side. This will be an outswinger. In it comes now. Brushes over the head of Moda. Looking to try and retrieve it. Far side to right is Kiwior, the Arsenal defender. Plays the ball back to Frankowski. Frankowski delivers the cross. Bednarek was leaping. I think there was a trailing arm as well. He was almost trying to do the hand of God, as it was gathered in by Verbruggen. Once again, assured handling by the Brighton goalkeeper, as we check in on the tennis with Paul Scott.
Katie Bolter's love affair with Nottingham continues. She has come through the Battle of the Brits in 3 hours and 13 minutes, the longest match of the week. The defending champion through to the final for a second straight year. She's beaten fellow Brit Emma Raducanu 6-4 in the third. Next up for Bolter, the 2016 champion Karolina Pliskova.
Thank you, Paul. Next up for us with the Euros is in Stuttgart, Slovenia, Denmark from 5, Serbia, England at 8. As Frimpong is going to be coming on. And Wout Weghorst is the other player to be coming on. Memphis Depay and Cody Gakpo are the 2 players who are taking out. So Weghorst for Depay, and Frimpong will play on that left-hand side, or they'll play on the right, and Malen, in fact, has switched to the left. That Gakpo has been taken out. And the Dutch just faltering a little bit here with 9 minutes remaining, 1-1. This would be a surprising scoreline if it stayed like this.
Yeah, it would be, but I think to get Weghorst on as well is a great idea. You've now got the other option, which is not just to go through the heart of the pitch, is to get it wide and get crosses in and give the big man a chance to get on the end of it.
Frimpong looks to try and shift it away from Zalewski, but he runs out of playing surface. He's gone behind for a goal kick. I mean, he had a wonderful season with Leverkusen in terms of goals and assists. The former Manchester City and Celtic player, 14 goals he scored in 49 appearances as they won the title. But despite favouring more of an attacking formation for Ronald Koeman with his 4-3-3, the chances that they've squandered could come back to haunt them.
Yeah, I think they've just tried to be a little bit too intricate in the final third. First half, they went longer a little bit, more in behind the fullbacks just to widen the pitch a little.
Kiwior hasn't cut it out, and Frimpong was almost on it, but Chesney was never rattled. He'd sensed it, and before Frimpong could even try and nick it away from him, it was gathered in safely by the veteran goalkeeper.
Chesney knew what was going on there. He was edging out of his box. You knew that pass was coming, so he was on the front foot. He cut it out. Danger solved by the keeper.
8 minutes remain. Still 1-1 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Malen on that left-hand side now. Holds on to the ball. Challenge comes in from Swiderski. Prevents the quick free kick from being taken. Malen, though, knocks it back towards Van Dijk. Shouting now inside the centre circle. Dumfries on this near side. Frimpong provides the width on the right. Instead, they go back centrally to De Vrij. Reinders is available. Poland, though, proving to be problematic. Here is Ake, threads it through. Weghorst! That might well be the first touch for Wout Weghorst on the substitute with the impact. with a possibly winning goal 7 minutes from time. Hits it first time, so alert to latch onto it, and the Dutch are ahead by 2-1.
Nathan Ake,
Nice.
absolutely outstanding. Well done, sir. He attacked the edge of the box. He wasn't closed down. Weghorst just left that space in front of him. Ake took it. Yes, please, I'll drop it in there for you. On his left foot, squeezes it in the near post, gets across his man. He's just an out-and-out centre forward that makes the right runs at the right time. On the spot, yes again. Well done, sir. Starts behind his defender, gets in front, bam, goal.
Hit it first time left-footed as another orange smoke bomb has been let off in amongst the Polish support from that smattering of Dutch support. But as I look away where the banks of the orange shirts are, in the 2 tiers away towards our left-hand side, the Dutch flags are flying. And when we were maybe wondering, would their patience pay off, Wout Weghorst, and I don't think he has touched the ball before that.
No, I don't think he has.
Lashed it in left-footed.
It's a really good strike as well, you know, because he goes away from the ball because he's expecting Nathan Ake to pop it out wide to one of his teammates. He doesn't. He keeps coming. So he has to get closer to his defender. He can see the number of his defender. Salomon, bit square on, gets past him. Bosch, really good strike. Great timing of the run.
And that's probably one of the journalists would say to Ronald Koeman, an inspired substitution.
Yes, exactly. Well done. He knows what he's doing. What a manager.
Poland are going to make a change. They're not able to. They're going to make a double change. They're not allowed to make a double change. They've already.
Yeah, just realising that now.
So instead, it's just going to be they've changed it around. And we were at one stage. Bartosz Bereszyński thought he was going to be coming on, but instead they've changed it, and there's going to be the other substitution just getting his final instructions. I'm just wondering if Salomon is unable to continue. He went down in his desperate attempt to stop Weghorst, whether he's picked up a knock. So maybe that was what they were thinking, that Bereszyński was going to come on to replace him, but he's going to be okay to continue, or maybe he's not. Bereszyński now runs to his manager. So you've got 2 players waiting to come on, but only one of them can be utilised because they've already made 4 substitutions. And in fact, it will be Bereszyński after all. So all of a sudden, the disappointment falls to Krzysztof Piątek, who will be unable to come onto the field of play. But the Dutch are dancing in the stands in Hamburg, because they lead by 2-1 with 4 minutes remaining here on 5 Live. And Salomon was unable to continue after all. So Bereszyński, the defender, it is like for like. It is an enforced change, just when maybe they were thinking to try and bring on Piątek, to try and get and salvage something quite late on. They have got a throw on this near side, the left. And in fact, the Dutch are also going to be making a change. And Mickey van der Ven is the player who's going to be coming on. Tottenham defender. And the player who's going to be coming off is Nathan Ake. So Van der Ven is on for just his 5th appearance, and Ake is substituted. The Netherlands lead Poland by 2-1. Live here on 5 Live. Zalewski waits to take the throw for Poland on this near side, the left. It's a long, looping throw. Buxa couldn't get the flick on, and it bounces into the grateful arms of Bart Verbruggen.
What a game this has been. Really enjoyed this today. Really good game. 2 different styles. Netherlands trying to play all that beautiful football. It hasn't worked for them. The big man comes on, they get the lead again.
Wout Weghorst, 12 goals now in his 34th appearance. Frimpong, that was a nice first touch to bring it out of the air on the right-hand side. Diminutive, energetic, tricky. Got a push in the back. The referee, though, tells him to get up. Ball cleared by Bednarek, looks towards Swiderski. Headed away then by Van Dijk. They tried to play the ball forward early by Moda. Cut out by Dumfries. They look for the pace of Frimpong once again. And he shoves Kiwior off the ball, but the referee has said that was a foul. And as the ball is put into the back of the net, the referee's whistle had already been blown. And it will be a free kick.
Yeah, I think it was Moda on Weghorst. Referee seen it, didn't like it. Yeah, a little bit of afters.
Well, the cloud bubbling up once again above the stadium here in Hamburg. The Ronald Koeman, pivotal player and that member of the great triumph in the 1988 Euros. Now in his second spell, it's going to be a winning start, it would seem, for the Dutch. Leading Poland by 2-1. Back it goes to Verbruggen. 90 seconds remain of normal time. I think there would be at least 4-5 minutes of stoppage time with the substitutions that have been made. Zalewski, Pietrowski tries to come forward. Pietrowski in towards Swiderski. Good save by Verbruggen. Fantastic reflex save by Verbruggen. Because it was a strong run in towards the penalty area, and Swiderski stabbed it goalwards, and Verbruggen made the save with his right hand.
It's a really good save. It's a really good save. I think his weight's on the wrong foot as well, but somehow he just forces his way back to the near post just to steer it round the corner.
They haven't created too many chances, but the chances that they have created, they have tested Verbruggen, and of course the Buxa header. Does make you wonder if they'd have, well, I suppose they couldn't go and show too much ambition because the danger is that have been picked off by the Dutch. But they have played with a bit of a spirit in this second half. There've been no pushovers. I think that is a definite thing to say about Poland. Poland 1, Netherlands 2. But by my watch now, the 90 minutes are up. And indeed, as expected, 5 minutes of added on time. Swiderski tries to chest it into the path of Buxa. Bearing in mind they're missing their talisman, Robert Lewandowski. As the ball is handed to Dumfries to take the throw by the Polish coach, who is going to taste his first defeat as manager since he took charge. Zalewski hooks it away downfield. Buxa, tall, fair-haired, gives chase. Dumfries clears it away. Kivior knocks it up into the air. Poland still battling away. Pietrowski shrugs off the challenge of Reinders. He's done well. Plays the ball out towards Frankowski. Pietrowski's continued his run. Ball takes a deflection. It will reach the midfield to Pietrowski, right-hand side of the penalty area. He's done well since he came onto the field of play. But in fact, he's just fouled Van Dijk. And that will be a free kick to the Netherlands, much to the joy of the Dutch support behind that goal. As we're into injury time here on BBC Radio 5 Live.
Yeah, they'll take as long as they want as well. Verbruggen now just taking the slowest walk over to that corner flag. He rolls the ball about 5 yards away from the corner flag. And he waits and he waits and he waits for his back four to get on the halfway line.
Poland, their winless sequence is going to continue against the Dutch. Swiderski over the halfway line. Reinders got to put into the challenge. Swiderski managed to knock it back and keep it with Poland. On the right-hand side, they build another attack. Pietrowski, right-hand side of the penalty area, hooks it in low, along the ground. Van Dijk gets it out from underneath his feet, did well. Weghorst, though, didn't. Lost the ball. Shot comes in from Moder. And Verbruggen got his body behind the ball and saved well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was the right option, a 25-yard shot at this time of the game. Yeah, he gets it on target. Verbruggen has to go down and do something with it, but I think there was another couple of passes to get a little bit closer to that goal. Bounce it off the big man, go again.
You'd have never have heard the end of that back in the close season when they start training again under their new manager at the Amex. Had Moder beaten his Brighton teammate from distance. It did seem to move a little bit in the air. He held on to the ball for quite a long time as he lay on the ground. As Moder now plays the ball back to Chesney. And they did have that little lull, did the Dutch support, when they maybe feared that they weren't going to get off to a winning start, but they have found their voices once again, and they're back in an optimistic mood as their side lead by 2-1 with 2.5 minutes remaining here on 5 Live. Headed away by Van der Ven. Out it goes for a Poland throw on the right. Cross blocks. Hammered away then by Malen. Anywhere will go. Chesney is the one who's going to get there first. He's a long way out of his goal. Midway through the Poland half. Plays the ball forward. And there's a chance to go long for Schliege. The ball is played back now to Frimpong. Closed down by Kivior. Buxa also tries to close it down, and Swiderski will give chase as well, but it was a forlorn task as it goes out for a goal kick. But they still haven't given up, Poland.
No, there's still a lot of energy there. Whether they can muster up another chance. Seconds to go. They've done well today, Poland. They've really had a good go, they have. I mean, the quality of the Netherlands has been better, but Poland haven't laid down. It hasn't been easy at all.
The beating drum sets the tempo inside the stadium for the Dancing Dutch support behind the goal as Dumfries lifts it forward. By my watch, we're inside the last 60 seconds. Don't forget, for that game tonight, Serbia-England, live on BBC One. You can also listen to the commentary from John Murray and Matt Upson through the BBC iPlayer, if you so wish. And then 6:06 will give you the opportunity to have your say on the phone in, as it's now raining here in Hamburg. Last chance for Poland, trailing 2-1. Goes long by Chesney. Buxa gets his touch onto it. Zalewski picks it up. Zalewski with a shot, and Verbruggen palms the ball up in the air and then catches the ball on the rebound. Shot from distance.
What a strike. 25, nearly 30 yards out. That's an unbelievable strike there, on target as well.
It was troubling